just blame me. Blame it all on me.
Claybee, now I have to tell you that unfortunately your name got shortened to Nikki instead of Nikki Foros because your name is so long plus your class and race is so long.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Understandable. I have a feeling that nickname's gonna go anyway. Like as far as like once the party actually links up.
It definitely makes sense. We shall see. So as we prepare to dive in to remind you all of what happened last time, we got to meet each of our heroes in our last episode as it was our season premiere. We met Faria, who is a Nyxborn Triton who was given life by the goddess Faria, the goddess of life and death, of potion and poison. We met Sias, our sweet baby devotee to Afara, Nikiforos, an anvil rot who was created by Perforos and destined to become champion of Aroas, and Tilas, a recently left from home Leonin whose mission is to snub the gods at every opportunity. And so with that, Faria, you are currently believed, as you were summoned into, as you were manifested into existence.
About
currently,
what, like 10 minutes ago?
It's been like an hour.
Okay.
A couple hours.
This is a long-ass hour.
You have been manifested into existence, being currently believed to be the answer to everyone's prayers in the Temple of Malady, where you all are. Farah, you've been trying to understand this affliction that has gripped Miletus, this disease that appears to, once you have seen, both you and Sias have seen, once it has run its course, people calcify and turn to stone. And Sias, on your periodic return to Miletus, you have now witnessed one of your dear friends, Arsenius, his mother, who was the first person to come into the temple with complaints of these symptoms, is now stone and lying in her cot, and everyone is confused, a little bit scared.
I don't know why I have a smile on my face when you're saying all of this, but okay.
Yeah, super inappropriate.
God, read the room.
Look, Sias is sad. The player is just like, hey.
I can't believe he turned his throne. What a loser.
God, didn't even make a con save. What a scrub, old lady. And then Nikki Forrest, you have just made your way into the city. And you began, of course, in where else but the city's gym, where you bested the city's best wrestling champion, who they're planning on sending to the Aroan Games that are coming up. And then, of course, Tilos, you were approached by a familiar face, Graves Crawley, the head of the Bad Actors Troupe, to help another actor of the troupe out of a holding cell in the Temple of Malady, as they have heard that they are meant to take a truth serum, and given all the things that they know, what they might be compelled to say might have a large splash zone, as it were. And so with a bit of personal interest to make sure that this doesn't happen, you've been conscripted in this heistian effort to rescue them from this cell. And so you had just shimmied down a chimney on the top of the Temple of Malady and had noticed the familiar coruscating magic of invisibility shimmer across your skin. And we'll begin with you in this scene, standing at the bottom of this chimney, and you managed to be stealthy enough where when you dropped to the floor, you barely made any sound at all. And so as you stand here and in this swirls of yellow smoke that sort of surround you, the tendrils of smoke begin to do something strange. They begin to swirl around you in this sort of miasma. And the walls of the chimney recede into this writhing darkness, and you see that these yellow tendrils of smoke finally coalesce into the shape of a beautiful and just perfect feminine face, with 100 snakes for hair. And you hear this whispering voice, and you feel yourself in a place that is not quite the time or place you were before. And you hear her say, "Seek the smoking strand to strangle the fates, topple the divine order and all it dominates. The greatest deception is what was never dead. Knowledge beyond knowledge lies within a single thread."
Are we gonna get to meet Timna? I really hope we get to meet Timna. I feel like we're gonna meet Timna, okay?
Is Timna on Theros?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's one of the fates.
I did not realize that. Oh yeah, she's the Weaver. That makes sense.
Manifesting Timna right now. Just gonna.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the card.
Oh,
Nice.
Telos is going to make note of this sort of cryptic thing, and also make a note to find out exactly what they were burning, just in case.
Burning that dank kush.
Yeah. I also noticed that next to my note of invisibility, I have "has a pot." So I think I am holding on to a pot.
One
has
pot,
a
please.
pot. Has a
Yes.
pot. Victims are getting stone. Burning dope kush, are we?
Yep, it's really just all an allegory. You figured it out. Stream cancel.
Nailed it.
We won D&D.
They're just thinly veiled marijuana references.
Subliminal messaging, kids. Do drugs.
Yeah, so you make note of this, and as you make note of these things, and you see that the smoke that comprises of this face before you begins to slowly dissipate, and you see these 100 snakes rear up, and in that moment they just strike down at you, and you know that you are going to be struck. In that moment when you can see this 100 sets of fangs right about to pierce your flesh, do you flinch?
Yes.
Wow.
And as you flinch, you throw your arms up, and suddenly you're back in this chimney. It's everything that it appears to be. You hear a swooshing sound as all the smoke within here is sucked up and out of this chimney, and a loud puff at the top. And you see in front of you there is an iron grate that you think that you could probably latch or move to escape out of here. Before you do, though, I would like for you to roll 1d10.
All right. I used to play Exalted, so I have a lot of these. That is a 6.
All right. So you will have 6 minutes in real time that I will track that will determine how long this invisibility will last. If you take any hostile actions, such as attacking or shoving or grabbing someone, then that will end the effect early.
Okay. And I can think all the nasty thoughts I want.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you just don't act on them.
All right. Let's just see about this grate then.
Yeah, so you can go for it, and you can give it a push, and you can push it outwards. And you see that it leads, taking a quick cursory glance around the room, you can see that you are in a very much in a chemistry sort of setup room. You see that these large countertops with workshops with these Formica counters, and you see that there is banks of cabinets that are on each wall, in which you can see that are different fixtures of glass and stuff like that. You see that there is one other person in this room busy at work.
Okay. And is the door shut?
The door to
Double
this
door
room
out of
is
here.
shut.
Okay.
There is one door out of here, I believe. Let me double check that before I start our timer. Oh, I see.
Bum, 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 bum,
Yes, there is one door out of here.
Okay. I'm going to look for some glass or something that I can knock over that's sort of behind so the person's not actually watching it. But I would like to knock that glass over to hopefully distract them to have to pick up glass to give myself an opportunity to quietly sneak out the door.
You're such a cat.
Go ahead and give
cats.
me a performance check for that.
Okay. That's an 8.
Oh,
So-
you should get advantage. He's invisible behind him. Come on.
That's fine.
So you go through. After I imagine this is like a little bit, trying to be a little bit quick to make your way out of this situation, and so you just kind of like maybe shove more than one that you had meant to shove, and then you see very quickly this person whips around, and is just in a startled sweat. But you definitely have this moment where you can hoof it on out of there, out of this door.
Then sneak at the door and hopefully they pick up the broken glass.
Oh, this is still.
Give me your passive stealth. So 10 plus your stealth bonus.
All right. That is going to be passive stealth is 17 then.
Nice. Okay. Solid. You're a
Cat.
very sneaky individual. Cat. Literally. And so you can, the store opens outward and leads you into this next room where you see another one of these rooms. You see 3 people in here. You see a door off to the left and a door off to the right. All of these people seem to be very engrossed in their alchemical experimentations, transcribing notes. Yeah.
All right. Let's just quick go to the left. I think I can just sneak out without making too much noise if they're busy.
Yeah, there's definitely like the loud sounds of like bubbling oils and things, and like of chopping and grinding up ingredients. So with a very slow and sneaky way, you can make your way across, and you step into a third of these rooms, which has the door that you just came from the right, another door in front of you, and then another door off to the left. Yeah.
Okay. Let's make another left. I'll make 4 lefts.
So you make the fourth left into this final room where you can see that there is just the one door leading into this room, and you can see that this is another laboratory setup room.
Okay.
So
I
would
think
you say that 4 lefts did not make a right?
Definitely did not.
Definitely not. Right. Oh, man. I wish I'd gone to this temple before. All right. I'm going to backtrack, and then I guess where that one room I could go left or straight, I'm going to go straight instead.
All right, yeah, so as you make your way back,
forward.
and so you make your way back, you pop through that door that you see that you open this one, and it leads into this long entryway where you can see that it's bisected by this beautiful reflecting pool and flanked on both sides by 12 statues. And as you look off to the left, you see this anvil-wrought minotaur individual who you had seen posted up right on the outside, and as you look to the right, you see this beautiful circular fountain with this big, gigantic bronze statue of the goddess Farika. You see off of here that there is a way that you can go off to the left wing, or you can snake your way back to where you would reasonably think would connect to one of the doors that would have brought you into the original bank of rooms that you started in.
Okay. I'm going to go off to the left wing then.
All right. And so you can head off to there, and you see that there is... You see that next to the fountain, there's a door off to the left over there, or you can sort of like scoop around, and then there is another very much symmetrically shaped. You can discern of the same like sort of chunk of like L-shaped rooms.
Okay. Okay, and I remember the Minotaur being at the front of the place last time?
Mm-hmm. You knew they were stationed right outside the front entrance.
All right. in that case, I think I want to go towards the back because that's where they're going to keep somebody against their will.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try to go as far away from the Minotaur and start checking all the rooms that are.
Could you imagine?
What I think the back is the back wall.
This guy, we want to keep him here against his will. Where should we keep him? Right at the front, homie. Keep him right where he could get away as easy as possible.
And so you make your way. You can take a quick survey. So there's a door in this like circular alcove where the statue of Farika is. There's a door off to the left and a door off to the right of there that you can see. And that's all the way at the back wall of this temple.
All right. I'm going to find the door that looks the least kept up. Like the least nice of the doors. And that's where I'm going to go.
Yeah, let's say the one on the right definitely looks a little bit... It's not as nice. And as you step into there, you can see it leads into an alchemical storeroom where there is a very large cabinet full of tonics and elixirs, rare ingredients and potions. You can see, just taking a quick surveil, that it's ingredients ranging from the mundane to the extraordinary. So you can sort of gleam the labels on these little bottles. And then there is another door leading out beyond from here.
Nothing says truth serum, right? They wouldn't
Looking around.
As I love to do, just label things truth serum.
And while you are standing in this room, your invisibility drops. You are thankfully alone in this room, but if you want to take a moment to really see if you can try and find the bottle, give me an Arcana or a Nature check.
Okay, I have neither of those.
Or Survival, whichever one's best.
I have none of that.
So he's just raw dogging this. All right.
Yeah, we're just gonna guess. Just straight intelligence?
Yeah.
All right. 14.
Pretty good. So you can take a quick look around, and truth serums have definitely been used by more roguish types for people who you need to capture and interrogate probably rival members of different factions and everything. And so you can remember a couple parts of the name that you have heard it called, and you do indeed find such a bottle behind a locked glass cabinet.
Well, I got these thieves' tools.
Give me that thieves' tool check if you want to pick that lock.
I do. What is my stat for using this tool use? I know I'm proficient.
I would say sleight of hand.
Okay. 15. That's one of my better skills.
And so you do it, and you do it masterfully. You do it in such a way that no one would even notice that this lock had been picked, and you can securely fasten it back if you would like. And yeah, you can pick that bottle up. While you're looking in this cabinet, you can see that there are a variety of other potions and poisons in here. Some that you have never even heard of. You can see. Give me a couple colors that you can see of different liquids.
I'm gonna get something green, something blue, and something mauve.
Mauve.
Well, I hate that my brain went to what's the the wedding favor thing where it's like you have
something
to.
Green,
I did the
blue,
same.
Something old,
My brain
something
went.
new. Yeah.
My brain went right there.
Honestly, same. And then one last thing. If anything's labeled, I want something slippery. Like an oil or something.
They're bottles.
They're liquids. I presume they're all slippery.
Congratulations. You pick the bottle up. It's slippery. You drop it.
Hey, some liquids are sticky, okay?
There's just one puddle.
Some are
in the back of
viscous.
the cabinet.
That's my favorite bottle, labeled slippery.
I got what you were saying, Lenny.
Hey, I played a lot of Spy Hunter as a kid, okay? And that's where my mind is going.
Oh,
Can't.
beautiful.
Ugh.
Yes, so yeah, there is a sort of a grayish liquid that you can see. It looks slippery, and then the true serum potion that you picked up is purple.
Okay. And slippery. Okay, just making notes. And then I'm gonna try to, like, peek out of the closet. And then see if there's anybody around.
You take a little peek, and you can see what appears to be an employee break room. You see a couple couches, a small kitchenette, a large icebox. There is one ancient-looking woman who appears to be reading some sort of smut novel. And you can see that there is
Man, the balls to read that at work.
Oh man,
Damn.
I want
You get
her
to,
energy.
you get to a certain point, you just stop caring about what other
Listen.
people think.
I'm 1 year from retirement. Like, who cares a shit?
Meredith is not on the clock. Meredith does what Meredith likes.
Meredith is triple tenured. You couldn't fire her if Farrakha showed up. Like,
Look, I've been in DC long enough to see enough like people on the metro just reading like erotica.
just
All
straight
right.
up.
Hey man, as long as you're not doing anything appropriate while you're reading it, I don't care.
Yeah, there's a very hard line there of you're fine, I don't care what you're doing, and then no,
Definitely not fine.
This is
Indecent
stopped
exposure.
being okay.
I do not consent.
This is Farrakha's temple. This isn't Xenagos's temple.
Xenagos don't have a temple, my friend.
Right?
The ruins of
Colothus has a
It's-
temple.
It's the temple of abandon
Yeah.
because you
Oh, yeah, that's
worship
right.
with abandon. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was because Clothis wasn't there.
That is actually
It's-
canonically
it's a-
true.
It's a double entendre.
Wow.
It fulfills the roles of both gods.
It's so poetic. Yes, and so across the room where you can see
8th grade English lit energy, if I've ever heard it.
Oh, it's so true, though. And you can see Meredith here, although you don't know her name, is smoking a hand-rolled cigarette, reading her smut novel on the couch. Does not even lift her baggy eyes when the door cracks open, and you see on the opposite side of this room is a staircase that heads down.
Ooh, down is probably where I want to go. Yeah, I'm just gonna go through. I'm actually gonna not loudly, but I'm going to try to walk through the door confidently, like I belong there.
Oh, you know, all those Leonin that come through the Temple of Malady.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe, sometimes you need some big, strong boys to carry bodies to the Temple of Erebos.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, I'm just going to walk through and I'm just going to kind of nod and acknowledge Meredith, but, just kind of be quiet and hope she doesn't say anything.
Do you notice what she's reading?
I did, apparently.
I think
not
it's
going
safe to say that she's just like, look, honey, it doesn't matter.
I
No,
didn't
not-
see
You
anything
do
with
whatever you gotta do. I'm just here to get the paycheck.
So yeah, you give this polite nod to her,
Yeah.
and she just nonchalantly flicks this ashes her cigarette onto the ground, and she goes, "The boiler room's downstairs," and does not even raise an eye at you.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll go check that out. But yeah, I'm like, yeah, I know.
And as you head downstairs, we will pause with you there, and we will pick up with Sias and with Farrakha, who you all are in this small room where Xanthopy has been essentially laid to rest on this cot. With this is the only cot in this room. There is a small bedside table with a basin of water, and a glass sitting next to it. And there was the high priestess there, the high priestess of physicians, with you, just like with pleading eyes of just hoping that anything can be done.
Also, we cannot forget my girl Maya is here.
She is
She's
here.
at the front gate, right? With
No. Maya's here.
Okay.
She had, I believe, she was the one who had delivered your prophecy to you, Sias, because you had asked her, what's going on, and she had begun, explaining everything that she had knew, and then there was a moment where she sort of phased out, and it was like her eyes glazed over, and another voice spoke from her, and then she snapped out of it and was like, "I'm sorry, what did you ask?"
We must protect her at all costs.
Yeah.
Don't let me pick her up again.
Okay.
And so-
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Sage.
Oh no, but yeah. So this is the scene that you all have are beginning in.
Yeah. So, I think Sias just is having a moment of silence right now for Xanthopy. Feria. I think Feria had a vision, or no.
Yes, when Feria had attempted to try and like will this woman back into her normal form to be healed, well, your powers weren't able to like reach deep down far enough into the stone. She had this sort of brief vision of the sensation of water trickling down your throat.
I guess Sias is just watching Feria do this, and then after.
Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Well, after what seems to be like no success, Sias asked Feria, were you able to do anything?
I am going to ignore what he says, because I'm quite annoyed at the fact that, or not annoyed, but I'm quite mad that I can't save this person. And I look at Maya's still here, right? Mm-hmm. She's still in this room. I look at her and I tell her, quickly go get a cup of water from the fountain and bring it here.
Oh, okay, sure, right away. And she puts down a pile of bed linens onto the bedside table and promptly runs out. She'll run back a moment later with the pitcher full, and she'll present it to you.
Okay, so I take it. I take it to. What's our lady's name? That's Xanthopy.
Xanthopy.
And I try to. Is like her whole body stone, or is she just like up most of her is?
Like her entire body. Like she looks like a statue.
Okay. So I'm going to take the water and I'm going to pour it all over her body.
And yeah, you take this moment and dunk this water, and the water seems to almost become absorbed in the stone. It
Like a
looks
sponge.
how do I want to say this? Reinforced?
I just let out a sigh, and not a sigh, I like let out like this really loud like roaring scream of just like out of anger.
Sias, just stands back a bit, thinking that something's about to happen.
And Maya will sigh for you, and she'll say, "Man, they say the water in that reflecting pool that it should be, that those who are worthy of healing, like I've seen that water do miraculous things. This is the water that we get from the river Eurydice and is purified in Farrakha's name, and
I need to figure out. I just kind of, I look out and look up and I go, this must be stopped. And I'm trying to think of what my character does. No, she's like dead is the unfortunate thing. Can I just like try to put my hands and cast Spare the Dying on her and see if that helps?
yeah, you do so in this gesture. And yeah,
I'm assuming it will do nothing, but
yeah. You don't see any change.
okay. I just think I'm going to storm out of the room and like go stare at the like go kneel in front of the statue of Farrakha.
Mm-hmm.
And just like drop my head and everything and just like kneel there for a while.
And as you do so, and this is the fountain in which you were manifested in, that this is the place in which you were brought into this plane of existence, and you kneel before it, just staring intently at this pool, at the base of these altar bowls, and with this huge bronze statue of Farrakha. And you begin to notice that there is the place where the water is pumped into this fountain. And it looks like there is just this sediment of stone that's surrounding this sort of drain. It looks like around the drain it's like beginning to calcify and harden.
I call over one of the staff or the people who work here, and I ask where the water comes from.
And Maya will run over and she'll say, the whole city of Miletus, it gets their water from the river that runs right through here that empties out into the ocean, the river Eurydice. It's just, it's like right outside town. Wait.
Interesting.
She looks at you expectantly.
Can you take me to the source of our pump?
Sure. And she will dutifully lead you back through this to this door off to the right of this statue, which leads into this alchemical storeroom, which leads into this employee break room where you see Meredith sitting and reading her smut, ashes a cigarette onto the ground, and leads you downstairs where you see a Leonin.
I'm not happy about this.
Who is looking around like...
Yeah.
Is this like one of those cats that like you just find in the middle of the street and just kind of stops? Like
My instinct is to
and it
like
just looks at you.
shoot this motherfucker.
Oh!
Hey, I'm really lost.
Oh, the bathrooms are upstairs. Oh, actually, no, they're not. I'm sorry. I won't make you use a chamber pot. You can use our employee bathroom. It's fine. And
Maya's such a sweetheart.
God, can I do the like. I want to do something really quick.
Callahan would like to use gun real quick. Roll for
Callahan is
insight.
upset.
Look,
No,
Callahan is a warlock. Their gun is an Eldritch Blast. All right?
yes. The thing that I'm trying to... Where's my class? Nope, that's not there. That's not there. What's the thing with me being a Nyxborn? I can't find it. Where I just... There it is. No, it's not that. Where I can just, like, make myself look extremely Nyxborn. You know what I'm talking about? What am I... I'm trying to
Isn't
find
like
the thing.
the
Star
Cloak of
or something.
Stars.
Yeah, Cloak of Stars. I'm going to use Cloak of Stars to wrap myself in a starry cloak, appearing like a silhouette formed in the night sky. And like try to intimidate Lenny. Sorry, Lenny. I'm sorry this is you, but and like use this like deep guttural voice to like tell him to get out, effectively. Get the fuck out.
Okay. Well, I was looking for the bathroom. Can I at least use that first?
I was looking for the bathroom, but I'm good now.
I just my character's very one-track minded. My character is like leave.
I mean, I thought the temple was open to all, but okay. I'm gonna look to Maeve. I'm like, do I have to leave or do I get to use the bathroom first?
And Maya say, well,
I don't know, Maeve.
okay, hold on. All right. Well, I see you're a little upset, and I understand. Things have been really hard. I'm overworked too. Let me just get you to where you need to go. And I'll be right back for you as she motions to Telos and and Faria. She is going to lead you right across the stairs that lead down from here.
My
is a
character
door.
doesn't fuck around, guys. I don't know if you noticed that.
She leads you into this room that is conveniently labeled boiler room, and she will lead you in here and just like, this is where, this is where all the water is brought in, where it's filtered, where it's purified, where it's made holy. I'll be right back. You do your investigation thing.
Lenny,
Do
I
I
need
have a
you to
moment to
know that if you
disappear?
hurt
Yes.
Maya, I am going
Okay.
to Eldritch Blast you into oblivion.
I don't usually play violent rogues. I'm gonna try to disappear, and just have her not find me. And I want to investigate this boiler room.
Okay, so she had brought Fairy in there. Did you want to step in with them, or?
I think that person, that weird, bizarre knight person, does not want me around. So I want to hide somewhere if I have the opportunity where, they can do their business and I can maybe observe them. But then,
I just love the fact
like
that my
I'm gone when she
character
tries
can
to
just
find me.
become like the night sky, and then she'd be like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Right. So is your character vengeance?
I guess.
It's vengeance. It's the night. All it needs to be is a bat and a man.
Telos, while you have this moment here, you can see that there are other doors in here in this hallway that are labeled. You see one that's off to the right, which is labeled Office of the High Priestesses. One, as you look off to the left, one's like the room of rest. Next to that, you see his washroom, and next to that, you see labeled bathroom, and then there's one more door at the end that is not labeled.
Ooh, naturally, we got to go there.
And so as you can slink down that hallway while Maya's taking this moment to lead Faria into this boiler room.
Shit. Attack rolls against me when I have Cloak of Stars have disadvantage? This ability rocks, guys.
That's sweet.
How long does Cloak of Stars last?
For a minute.
Oh, wow, that's really good.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's just an action.
That's super sweet. As you head down to this door, it is locked.
Well, I'm going to work fast.
I would say, as you're like really trying to do this like really, really quickly, I would say give me your sleight of hand, but with disadvantage.
Heck yeah. I love disadvantage. Ooh. Well, I rolled
Does it
a
not get worse
2,
than a
so
nat
we
one?
can see. I rolled better than a 2, but I get to take the 2, so that is a 9.
You're going through, and it is like it is a struggle. You like you're going through with the pins, and you break the lock. The door opens, but it's definitely loud. And Maya immediately pokes her head out. She's like, "Hey, that's not the restroom. The restroom is labeled."
I'm gonna run. Roll down the door.
I think I'm just like not even that worried about you running away. I'm just glad you're not here.
She's not in my space. Oh boy.
Harry is allergic.
I'm going to try and find where Feria went.
Yeah, you had seen her rush out, and then there was a moment, a couple moments where she was like kneeling in front, and then you saw her rush back with Maya down this through this door, so you can.
Yeah. I'm going
I
to
love
carry...
how Clay is just like out front, just like, "What's up, y'all?"
Don't
How's
worry,
it
no one's
going?
getting in. Everything's
Nobody's
fine.
getting
Don't worry.
I'm going to carry the basket of food that I was supposed to bring for Xanthopy. Right? And I'll follow towards the direction of where Feria and Maya went.
And so you see much the same thing. This alchemical storeroom, this break room, a set of stairs leading down.
Don't forget the smut. The smut is canonically important.
The novel is called Diamonds of Destiny.
Okay. Okay. that's a lot for me to take. That's
Which
a lot for size to
book
take
in the
in.
series is it? I need to know.
It's probably like a so it's like a George R. R. Martin where there's like a theme in each of the titles, so it's it's part of like a cycle. So there's Diamonds of Destinies, there's Sapphire Sisters, right?
Yes, and they're lesbians, and it's so painfully clear.
Yes, exactly. Right? Oh, and the diamonds are
Sister,
totally
what
rough.
are you doing?
There's so much friction going on. Soak Samurai. And
Oh my god.
yeah.
If I'm just saying right now that if this, I'm making this as a request as a player that I need to find. I'm making this my goal. Maybe not for my character, but as my person, is to find the rest of this goddamn series in this world.
Oh baby.
Maybe meet the
Like,
author.
When you ascend back to Nyx, you're just going to show the gods like this is what the
Check out
mortals
this
read.
shit. This is so cool.
It's like,
The series finale is the Golden Girl.
I'm just saying we could have a side quest where we meet the author and then we help them find their muse to continue the series.
Lenny,
We help them finish Facets of Fate.
you madman. Oh my god, fucking yes. I'm more interested in this story now.
God damn it.
This is like an RPG where
That's
like kind of like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, where you have to collect a bunch of these Korok seeds. We're just going to collect a bunch of these books, right?
see, I was thinking Dragon Age, like Inquisition,
Yes!
where there's all of the novels,
Yeah.
and there's the ones that are specifically the like
The lusty
Argonian.
Argonian maid.
It's
Yeah,
the Randy Dowager.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The Randy Dowager gives it 3 scarves fluttering in the wind, like.
Yep, this
I
is your new
love
side.
this.
This is your new side quest to collect all the
Also,
codices.
if you have ever read the lusty Argonian main from Skyrim, it is too hot for television.
What about YouTube TOS asking for later?
I'm actually almost positive that there is a video on Polygon where Michael David Gilbert like reads quite a few excerpts from the lusty Argonian.
Michael David Gilbert is a genre. All right, he is just a whole entire genre too. I'm not even sure if he's a he. They are just a whole entire genre to themselves.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
that's a great video. But anyway, so
All right. So Sias walks past Meredith. Right. Doesn't say anything. It's just like okay, and into I guess downstairs because that seems to be the only place. And what does he see?
So heading down here, you can see that this room into that the door leading into that is labeled boiler room is open. You see Feria in there. As you can look down off to the left in this sort of short hallway. You just catch sight of the door open, but you opening and closing, but you don't see who went inside, and you see Maya, this small cleric, sort of like stamping her small feet down the hallway as Telos has just like thrown themselves in.
Okay. What does Feria look like? I'm guessing she's just like the night sky.
oh, I'm still in my night sky form.
Is she looking very fierce, intimidating?
I would definitely say so.
Right. Sias walks up to her and tries to touch her, like put his hand on where he might think her shoulder is.
I am going to, because I'm so like, what's it called? Like tense and frustrated and angry. I like jerk my arm back, and I think I'm not going to. It doesn't shoot at you, but it shoots out, like at the wall, just like an eldritch blast, just out into the wall.
Okay. All right. So Sias is a little bit startled by it, but I think seeing that you're frustrated, he kind of expected this much of a reaction, just not as the scale of violence. He pulls out from the basket the bread that Xanthope's son had made this morning, and he offers it to you, and he's like, you were probably just born and you haven't had anything to eat.
Do I canonically like need to eat? That's actually something I don't know.
Sias doesn't really know, but he's going to offer it as a gesture anyway, because he's like, this was for the woman who just passed away. Her son made it this morning, and I know you're probably upset, but she was also a friend of mine as well. If you want, we can break bread and talk about this. I think it's probably better than just sitting here by yourself.
I'm like kind of huffing and puffing, and I just am like, I appreciate that. Save that for her. She's not gone yet.
Sias is like, okay, well, Sias cocks an eyebrow, and he's like, what do you mean?
There's something, I look at him and I said, there's something in the water, and I don't know what. And there's like a water pump, like, can I see the water here?
So you, excuse me, so you can't see the water. It's being like, drawn up through here through like a series of pipes and everything. But I will remind you, Sias, that when you had met Arsenius just a few hours before, he had said that like he had given you like the one last loaf of bread that was still okay in the city, because all of the bakeries have gone out of business because all of the loaves of bread have been they've been stone. They're stone. They're basically stone. And so yeah.
Cue Chris Cornell singing like a stone.
And so for either or both of you, if you want to check out this boiler room situation, go ahead and give me an investigation check. I'll give it to you with advantage.
With advantage, hell yes.
All right, I got a 6.
Let's see. Oh, hell yeah. I got a 23, baby.
Holy
Oh,
shit!
nice. And-
I have a +4 in investigation.
Nice.
So.
That's a good ass roll. So looking at this,
Or no, not +4. I have a +1. I still got a 20, excuse me.
still good.
Roll 19.
And so looking at all of all of the fittings between all of the different pipes and everything, where you can see like steam has escaped. All of these have been coated in this very fine, same gray stone that this woman has turned into. Claybee, you are. I'm sorry. Right as you're drinking your Rockstar.
I'm here. Nope, I'm here. I'm ready.
Because you're such a rock star, babe.
You are standing outside, perched valiantly.
Just like chest out, head slightly up, like yeah.
Of course, yeah. In the stance, and you see this individual sort of half running up the stairs. Their sort of hood of their cloak is drawn over their head, but as they take the last few steps up to head inside, and you see that they are wearing the robes that you have seen that you had just seen Maya wear. And they pull back this hood, and with a winning smile, go, "Oh, well, hello there. You must be new. I have not met your acquaintance. And you are?"
Are there
New.
fucking southern
There's cowboys in Theros, and they have guns.
guys? Hold up. Are you role playing Foghorn Leghorn right now? Well, I do declare.
My inspiration comes from many sources. It is a well that is never dry.
I love this so much. Oh my god.
It's now canon that all of the centaurs have a southern accent, so enjoy
I
that.
need
They
something
have to
stronger
talk
than
like Foghorn
Rockstar
Leghorn, though.
to
They
get through
all
here.
have to talk like they're the fucking colonel.
Oh, Red!
I can't.
Indeed!
Like, the only problem with that is that it like mildly implies that centaurs are slave owners,
Oh
which
my
is like
God.
not
You
great,
know!
Not in this world. All right, let's go.
All right. Yeah. So, individual comes up and says that, right? And Nick Foros is just going to. You're like, who are you? Or who are you? And Nick Foros is just going to be like, new. And while like looking at them, I would like to roll insight on this person approaching.
Go right ahead.
That's a 23.
Oh, so yeah, looking
Great.
at this individual,
Get all of our good rolls out now so we can
Exactly.
fail all of our combat rolls. Got it. Awesome.
you can't quite put your finger on it, but there is something off about this person.
Interesting. Okay. So like Nick Forrest standing to the in my head I have them standing to the left of the door. They're not gonna like be threatening or anything, but they're just gonna put the arm down in front of the door, like doorway. But they're not gonna. That's not gonna be like a like get lost or run away or any kind of like intimidation attempt. Even it's just like a nah. You can pass.
Precautionary maneuver. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're like, no, I need more information.
Yeah.
Kind of gesture, and he sees you put this arm down, and he says, "Oh well, can you not see that this is my place of work? I am a cleric of dear Farrakha. I am here to serve her will, to help people in our time of need, as all these Malaysians have fallen prey to a terrible affliction." I love that this got you so good.
Um, Nikiforos is just going to. So it's like this whole spiel like keeps going, and then they're just going to be like, do you have any like a token of employment? Like, what? Continue to watch this man. Like, the arm is not moving. Like, they're still like just locked in. But it's like, do you have a token of your employment?
A token of my employment? I have my prayers of devotion. How dare you? Just. And he reaches into, he just thrusts his hand just into this vague dimension of his robes, and he pulls from it this vial of what appears to be a poison. And he says, I am an alchemist here. This is what my research is. This research might save lives, and you are keeping me from my duties.
I was hired because of mischief. If you do not have a token, I may not enter.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just like, again, like there's just like flat, like I'm not even in this like, oh, you're probably bad. It's just like, no, I got hired. I was told to do this thing. I'm in the door. No.
I'm in the door.
He says, well, as one professional to another, I do respect your dedication. But perhaps then, if you do suspect there might be mischief, perhaps then you could escort me and ensure that I am doing no mischief.
Guys, I can't slip this guy in my head. I've created this whole world. He's Leonardo DiCaprio from Django Unchained, guys.
Yeah, that's what he looks like.
It's Leonardo DiCaprio's body on a centaur, talking like he dressed almost in my head. I know they're in Greece, but he's dressed like Leonardo DiCaprio. It's just like a horse body, and then the top is just Leonardo.
Well, he's
DiCaprio.
not actually a centaur. He is. He appears human.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of that. Everybody else is Everybody else looks like Socrates. This dude walks up. He looks like he owns some land in the south.
Except the bolo tie.
Except there's the robe. There's the robe, but like over
over the bolo tie.
Yeah. No. So he's like basically like escort me in, right? And so Nikiforos is gonna just look out, kind of in general to the plaza, and then is going to say, "Okay, let us find Maya."
Oh, well, that is she is a fabulous co-worker of mine, and will wait for you to move your hand.
So Nikiforos is going to turn, and as they like lower the right arm to like open up the doorway, they're just gonna put the left arm right around, like, but it's down, right? It's like down, leaning across the shoulders, and it's just like, let's go. And then we'll walk into the temple, and then
I need fan art of this character so bad.
See where he takes me.
Yes.
And
I need this so bad.
And so he will lead you in, seemingly very much like he knows where he's going. And he steps in, and immediately he snaps at two other individuals who are donned in these, in these same robes that you have seen. And he gestures them, and he goes, "Oh, my two greatest cohorts in my research. We were just on our way downstairs to collect our subject." And you see that they motion in gestures of sign language that they are coming with. And they head very knowingly into to this altar, where there is a door off to the right, which leads into an alchemical closet, which heads into the break room, where Meredith has now lit a new cigarette.
How
she's
deep into the book is she at this point?
She's in the last chapter of the book, and you can see
for her.
she
Good
is
for her.
sweating mildly, and will lead you downstairs,
man.
down a set of stairs, where you see a hallway off to your left, and
Those aren't cigs. Those are things to just calm her nerves, because this book is steaming hot. All right.
Literally smoking a stick of incense.
No,
And-
she's
She's
no.
edging really hard right now.
She absolutely chain smokes cigarettes in the break room. That is canon, okay?
Yeah.
Marble Reds.
I was just thinking she needs a cigarette after a particularly steamy chapter. She just like puts the book down.
Wait.
lights up a cigarette.
Marlboro is the one with like Joe Camel, right?
Yeah.
that-
Okay.
okay.
No, those are
That's
camels.
Oh,
are-
okay, camels. Yeah.
The Marble Man was the cowboy.
Okay, yeah.
We're all old
But the
enough, right,
Marble
to
Man,
remember
instead of a
cigarette
cowboy, should just be this
advertising,
guy.
right?
Should just be this centaur.
Like-
And so leads you down these stairs to where you see, off to the left, you see Maya huffing down this small hallway. You see the door to the boiler room open, where you see this Nyx-born individual who looks very frustrated. It looks as if a blast of fire has shot off against one wall, and a human man who has like extended a hand and is offering
Piece of bread.
bread. And this is the scene that you walk into.
They're gonna look around and just like call out to Maya, and just be like, "Greetings, Maya. I have brought a coworker."
Whirls around.
And, like, they're just gesturing, like again, arms still around, and just be like, "Huh."
Did I do good job?
yeah, like we good? Like, look,
Did I do good job?
I was standing out there for so long. Look, I brought a person.
And she whirls around, and you see she scrunches up her face and narrows her eyes, and she's like, "I've never seen you before." And
And when I hear this, can I turn around and do a insight check? Real quick, just
on
because
who?
the situation.
Okay, on the, get a read of the
general,
vibe check.
yeah.
All right, yeah.
All right,
Yeah, go for that. Because the moment Maya says that,
that like my ears
Nick-
perk up.
Nikiforos's arm is going to start tightening.
I got an 18 on that insight.
Nice.
I
So
feel like
yeah,
I already know the answer, but
yeah, so getting a load of this, you see this large, bronze minotaur who is in this very sort of defensive and guarding pose, who is like slowly clasping an arm around this individual in robes, has two other accomplices with them, and you see Maya is just definitely has a look on her face that like, something's going wrong, this is not right, what the fuck is happening?
okay. Yeah, I want to Eldritch Blast this bitch in the face.
Whoa,
Let's
that's,
roll some initiative.
That's,
I don't get an attack of surprise. Damn. All right, let's roll initiative. Let's see here. Oh, good. I have +0 in initiative. This will be great.
Can someone just like post a GIF and be like, that escalated quickly?
Okay,
Yeah.
I got a 10. 10 ain't bad.
I have an 18 for initiative.
I have an 18.
I assume I'm not in the combat.
I will say go ahead and roll. You are on the inside of this room. I will describe for you momentarily what you see and hear from your side.
Oh, wow, that's a 4.
Makes sense.
Not a lot, apparently.
Yeah.
Right, Lenny got a 4, Charles got an 18, and then what did you, excuse me, what did you get, Callahan?
10.
10, that's right. All right.
Just a raw 10. Because
Right.
my character has -1 strength. And 0 dexterity.
All right, let me...
I am a very charismatic character. Okay.
It shows. All right.
I'm playing a warlock. That's like the only stat that matters, right?
Exactly. then all right, so that let's see. I will say that Claybee will have the opportunity to go before Charles, since you're right there and like ready to clamp this arm down.
Sure.
So Claybee, my dear, you are up first. You see that that this Nyxborn individual is looking to just sling a spell at someone, and your arm is slowly clamping down. You are the first to act.
Sweet. I would like to. So there's only a slight amount of concern about the incoming spell.
There's a
Because
non-zero chance you're getting hit in the face.
right, but like this person was in here with Maya, so in Nikiforos's eyes, right? Like this person is cool, and like, what's the worst that's going to happen? So Nikiforos is just going to attempt to grapple the person that is within my left arm and just basically just try to like side bear hug them. And just trap them. We're just neutral. You're here.
You're my best friend.
Exactly.
All right, give me that athletics.
Sweet. And we're actually going to do this correctly this time, as opposed to the first one. That is a 15.
Nice. And so, as you begin to try and clamp down, they are just almost like smoke in your arms. They just twist deftly out of your grasp with a swiftness you have never seen.
That's
Sick.
awesome. That's super cool.
I love that for them.
We're doing sign language, which is common amongst the thieves of.
Well, that's out of character, right? That's the siblings that we were introduced to that are deaf.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so as you try to clamp down, they just narrowly get out of your grasp. And then
Right.
anything else you'd like to do in your turn?
Cry.
Out.
I would like to put sadness on the stack.
Yeah. I think they'd want to spin towards the group, because now if this person is, in Maya's eyes, a stranger, the other two are probably strangers. Mm-hmm. And so, like, Nikiforos is basically going to just, like, pivot to face with Maya behind them.
Okay. Yeah.
Sense, right? Like, so kind of step in the room and pivot, and so then it's just like, what up?
I hate my
Got
brain
it.
so much.
And I think that's basically what they're gonna do. They're not gonna start just charging into things without more
Information.
You know,
For sure.
Beating up the innocent is not very high on the fighting valiantly scale.
Definitely. And then Charles, that brings us to you.
Okay, so I just see Feria, Eldritch Blast, and Clay and Nikiforos try to grab one of these intruders, and they vanish into smoke. I think Sias's first reaction is, well, first of all, like, oh my god, you know, or the Nyxborn is suddenly just, you know, or not, oh my god, by the gods, the Nyxborn is suddenly just, you know, attacking like civilians, but then suddenly, you know, vanishing to smoke is like, oh my god, these
Well, I haven't
civilians
shot the Eldritch Blast off yet, to be fair.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I am after you in turn order, I believe.
Well, oh, I see.
Yeah, I mean, like, everything happens simultaneously, so you
Yeah,
see
yeah.
that she's making this gesture to cast a spell again.
Yeah,
Um,
My
And-
one trick.
and these things. All right, so I think Sias is just going to put the basket down, draw his weapon, and can I do a whatchamacallit, an improvised attack, and throw the bread at one of the other creatures or so that that also vanished into smoke.
So you see the two twins are still there. But and the one who had, and then there's someone he didn't disappear into smoke, but he was evasive like smoke, I should say.
Okay, I'm going to throw it at the smoke and see what happens.
All right. Yeah, you huck it. Make it an attack roll. Add your strength, I guess.
It's a nat 20.
Fuck yes.
They got this bread.
Peter!
With the bread of my forefathers, I will slay this smoke.
That is the most unequivocally Christian thing I've ever heard.
I will put the pain in bread.
A loaf of pan! I love it. Oh, we got multilingual jokes. This is what you're here for. So good. Yes. And so you huck this bread where you saw this individual sort of begin to like disappear, and all of a sudden you hear, "The fuck?"
In Soviet Theros, bread breaks you.
I used to be an adventurer like you until I took an bread to the knee.
Oh, so good. So good. And you see where this like this loaf of bread just like slaps them in the face as they sort of reappear, and exactly where they were, and like it just like you see just undramatically just plops to the ground, and they look at you with this ire and surprise.
The audacity.
The audacity, man.
I'm pretty sure like Phoenix and Afar are looking at this, and Afar's just laughing her ass right now.
Phoenix is like, this is fucking rad, dude. I know these guys work for me, but this is totally cool.
Phoenix is like, I wish he was one of my worshippers.
Karametra is like, to the followers, I have new weapons.
Guys, I've got it.
We can grow an
They'll
armory.
never be able to figure it out. I'm
Dude.
telling you.
When I untap on my next turn, I get like inspire triggers.
Oh goodness. All right, and then Callahan, that does bring us to Faria's turn.
I want
love
to
to see it.
Why did I say hydroblast? It's because somebody said hydrate. Oh, okay. I will hydrate. I'm a good boy.
That's a good idea.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Anyway, where are my attacks? There they are. Oh yeah, can I just Eldritch Blast?
Mm-hmm.
I want to Eldritch
Yeah,
Foghorn Lakehorn.
Got it.
Fuckhorn Lakehorn.
Let's see here. I've got a +6 on this, so that's a 16 to hit.
That does hit.
Fuck yes. All right, 1d10 of damage. That is a 9.
Very cool. All right. Doing
God.
some math. All right. And then that brings us to their turn. So you see this this individual who Sias has just thrown a loaf of bread at very unceremoniously.
Discombobulated.
A little discombobulated, and you see immediately goes to like duck under and move past you, Claybee, and he will use his bonus action to disengage, and then he is going to book it using his action to dash, and he runs so fast up those stairs and up and out of this room. The two behind him.
In this dude's defense, he did just try to get grappled. He got out of it, got a loaf of bread thrown in his face, and then got shot by, like, the fucking night sky. So, like,
This is
I
a
would-
terrifying room.
Regardless of whether or not he is good or not, I would also take the following action.
The two twins, you see, they definitely step backwards in unison in this very like symmetrical movement that they share, and one immediately grabs Maya and another throws a dagger to their throat, and they back towards the back end of this hallway where this unlabeled door is, and they say, if you continue to pursue us, we will kill her.
So they got past me with their step?
Yes.
Okay.
And then Lenny. Delos hears a very loud scuffle on the outside. You hear like the blasting of magic, of shouting, of just like the
Lenny,
stamping of footsteps
Do
chaotically.
me a favor
A slap
and
of
take
bread
my
onto
roll?
a body.
The dull thud of bread.
Unmistakable. You know it in an instant. What has
You know, okay, somebody in the comments said they seem a little sourdough, and I just...
You
Oh,
loaf
that's
to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Samurai's got all the best puns right here.
Oh man. And so as you had stepped into this room, Lenny, this is basically, it's essentially like a cell. It's a holding room. You see that there are, amongst one individual who is chained by their hands to the wall, you also see that there are stone slabs on which, like, bodies have been laid out with sheets brought over them. And you see this individual the one live individual in this room that you do know and you do recognize and have worked with is Elias, who is chained to the wall in this room.
Okay. Well, I better get to work, and I will unchain him.
Give me that thieves.
Yeah. Oh boy. And I will work quickly. That's 18.
Nice. And so, yeah, you go through. Manacles definitely have a very standard lock. And so knowing that pattern, you go through, push those pins up, and you hear the satisfying clatter as they open. And, he gives a quick brush to his wrist, slides them off, and goes, well, sounds like we're fighting our way out again.
Yeah, I think maybe Graves didn't plan this as well, like always.
Well, you know the boss. He's, fickle. Well, at least we're alive, right?
Right. You don't happen to have a weapon on you, do you?
Pats his pockets and doesn't have shit.
I will give him my short sword and say, take mine.
Oh, always a gentleman.
This will not end well.
That does mean you first.
And he gives you kind of this look that's kind of like, I like this, like, painful acceptance of, like, all right, sure. Opens the door, and this is the scene you see in front of you. You see the two twins who have now taken Maya hostage. You see these bronze minotaur who you had seen before, who looks, has a big look of surprise on their face as these two have managed to dazzle past them. This very frustrated and flustered Nyxborn individual, a loaf of bread on the ground, and and Sias here, our paladin.
Well, this is awkward.
I'll give your thieves tools for free. What would you like to do on your turn now that you have this scene in front of you?
Steps back in and shuts the door. Just like...
I mean, to be honest, yeah.
You all, the rest of you see a very average-looking, very forgettable-looking human man and a Leonin step out of this room.
Is this behind the twins? Is this the door behind them, or is the...
Basically, it's like immediately to the right of them. Because they had, like, backed up all the way to the end of the wall, and this door is, like, right at the end of this hallway.
Gotcha.
Am I able, like, I recognize, I definitely recognize Telos, like, immediately as the person that I just told to get the fuck out.
Yeah. I mean, you
And I, like,
had just
scream
seen them,
and
like, 5
point.
minutes ago.
Yeah, I scream and point at him, and it's like, intruder, or something along those lines.
Okay,
There's a
yeah,
lot
we'll
to
just-
process right now.
Yeah. I think Nikiforos is going to, in this circumstance, try to intimidate the twins out of their hostage with this, like, hostage taking is, like, so low on the pillar of honor and like fighting the quote unquote right way. And so they're just gonna take one step towards the twins, but, like,
Well, whose turn is it right now? Is it,
So it's Lenny's right now.
okay.
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 Sorry, I thought we were
All right.
back.
I think I know what I'm going to do here. Who's clearly armed right now?
So
Like of the party.
I don't
My
think
weapons are on my back, or, like, away.
I don't think anyone has any that are drawn.
Okay. Then I'm going to accidentally stumble into the most dangerous looking person. That is Nikiforos. Yeah, and hopefully I get a moment to be like, make a hostage trade. And I'm just going to kind of let myself be grabbed by Nikiforos.
There's a there's a moment where Nikiforos almost, like, grapples Telos as Telos comes in, and then, like, that is said, and then suddenly it's just like they just hold Telos by the back of the, like, neck head with, like, one huge hand, and are just, like, turn his whole body towards them, like, holding them.
Yeah, so, Claybee, you are in, basically bringing us back to the top of the round in initiative. So, yeah, if you want to take your action to basically, like, make a grapple. And then I would say make, to try and sell this, I would love for, let's see, I would love for Telos make a performance, and then Claybee make an intimidation check. And I will give you both advantage since you're, like, taking this kind of breath to plan, to sage this.
Sweet.
All right. I just realized my charisma's 13, and I've been rolling it, though it were 0. Let's see.
Isn't that the best?
Right? That's a 20 for me.
I have a 19 for intimidation.
Nice. And so you definitely sell this. What is it? Does Nikiforos say anything as, like, Telos stumbles back a little helplessly into their arms?
So
Oh, I've been grabbed!
So Nikiforos, like I said, Nikiforos is actually, like, initially going to start to, like, attempt to bear hug and just, like, pacify or neutralize the Leonin, and then, like, as Tilo says that, there's this, like, awkward, almost drops him, and then is just going to, again, like I said, by basically this scruff back of the head, and is gonna show him to the twins and the other human, I guess, since they're next to each other in this area, and is just gonna be like, if you wish to leave, you must leave her.
Yeah.
Okay.
And is just as, and he's standing now as, like, wide and big as he can.
All right. Size, what would you like to do in your turn?
I'm confused as hell. Can I see through this ruse that Telos has engineered here?
Make an insight check.
It is a 17.
I would say, like, you sense that something is up, but you're not quite sure what the game is.
Okay, so I'm going to play this safely, and says, Sias, sheaths his sword, and he puts his hands up. So, and you can see where like his robes roll down a little bit, so you see that his wrists are exposed. He's not concealing anything, and he's like, "We can all talk, right? Let's talk. There's no need for violence here."
Callahan with Feria, the hot-headed one, does she heed this, or is there something that she would like to do on her turn?
She wants to shoot an Eldritch Blast
Oh my god.
at.
Oh, we're waking up and choosing violence. I love it.
She wants to shoot an Eldritch Blast at the feet of the people who have Maya.
Okay, so it's like
Not
an,
like,
Yes.
not like at them, but like enough to like make them like step back.
it's like an intimidation sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say
Should
you
I
can
roll
definitely...
to make sure I don't crit fail this?
No, it's fine. I'd say you're taking you're purposely going for their feet.
I just want to accidentally hit Maya.
Blessed baby with her 3 HP.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I will murder her if I hit her.
Oh boy. And so as you throw this sort of warning shot at their feet, and the man who had come out of the room first, before the Leonin, takes a short sword, puts it on the ground, and kicks it over to Sias and says, "Look, they have brought me here on unfounded grounds that I'm somehow involved in this disease. I'm just one guy. I've got a wife and kids at home. Why would I endanger them? They're bringing me here for questioning without even invoking the law. It's absurd. Just let me go."
I turn and
Size?
look at the Leonin.
And we'll follow initiative.
Oh, we're following initiative?
Yeah.
Can I still
So-
talk since it's on my turn or no? Or was it
Yeah,
not
so,
my turn?
I mean, since you all are, like, basically choosing to, like, not take any hostile actions, and we can fall out of action, or fall out of, like, initiative, but as soon as things get hostile again,
Okay.
we'll pick that back up, if need be.
I look at the Leonin and I'm just like, why were you here?
To
I-
help out my friend.
I'm going to be like, why do these two even care about you as a hostage?
We
And-
work together. We're friends. They taught me a few things.
So-
Can I
so
will try to
you-
sign a few things to them?
So
Just to...
I'm going to cast comprehend language.
Nice.
Ooh.
Very cool. I love that.
Yeah.
And so the two twins, they will sheathe they will put their daggers onto the ground, and they'll let Maya go.
Mhm.
And
Out
she
of
will...
like in recognition, in recognition of that, Nikiforus will let go of Telos. Like once Maya has been clearly like let go, like they will release the hold on the back of his neck and just I think probably pat the back just gently, like
Good kitty.
recognition of what he did. So Nikiforus is going to appreciate this
Act of bravery.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I could have just pulled him apart.
Yeah.
And so there's just gonna be this pat on the back, silent, good job.
So yeah, I see Telos attempting to sign, and instinctively I'm going to cast comprehend language to understand what's going on. And I'm going to ask the twins, do you understand sign language? Do you understand what we're saying? Because I think
Uh,
it's really important to establish some line of communication if we're going to communicate at all.
yeah, definitely. And they will both say audibly, yes.
Okay. And Sai says, we have no need to spill blood. And Sai says this while looking at Feria, right? I think we can all benefit from something here. And Sias looks at Elias and says, why were you imprisoned here? And then he also looks at Maya. Do you know why he was imprisoned here?
And she will immediately look to you and say, no, those are matters that are far above my head. I'm just like low-level acolyte. You would have to ask the high priestesses. I mean, they told us just to not go into this room. That he was
The
to be
high
questioned.
priestesses. I look at the twins. Why does this man matter to you two?
And you see the woman. She will sign back to you that she will say that my brother here is Ophelos. I'm Desma. This is our compatriot Elias, and we are a part of an actors troupe called the Bad Actors, and because of our association with the god Phoenix, we believe that we've been pointed as sort of the scapegoated as the source of this disease, because so far no one else has been able to figure out what's going on.
Sias just, not pridefully, but without shame, says, I am a follower of Afara. You people and your gods are natural enemies of mine, but knowing how you all operate, this is not your MO. I don't understand where Phoenix would benefit from literally taking apart an entire city. I trust you. Do you trust me?
And you see Ophelos sign exactly, very emphatically.
And it's then let's work out a deal here. Tell us
Well-
what you know about the situation. What and we can try, and he looks at Ferry, we can try to massage this, because right now we can put the feuds between our gods aside and try to figure out what is at the root of this matter, because Farrakha has released her Nyxborn to try and solve this matter. Miletus is in danger, and clearly your people are being routed out as the scapegoats here, and it will not solve any of our problems. If we work
God,
together,
it's gotta be Heliod. It's always fucking Heliod.
if we work together,
Every time.
we can solve all of our problems, and we can go back to how everything is. Are we in agreement?
While
And-
this is
Yeah,
sorry.
go ahead.
Let's
Do,
say
do I
while
want
this
do
is-
I want to roll for persuasion here?
while this is happening, so Nikiforos is just the moment it's clear the aggression and the hostility is gone, the chance of combat is gone, they're looking at the stairs that the Graves, who's the
Yeah.
that Graves went up, and I was basically kind of sliding that way. They're just this person got away, that got through, and this is solved. Maya is safe, and it doesn't look like there's going to be any more combat. The whole negotiation between the followers of the gods and all of that stuff is just not of interest to them. So
For sure,
just,
for sure.
they're just going to basically be not sprinting, but they're definitely just making their way towards the stairs, because if this person is still in the temple, they're going to find them. They let him in.
Yeah.
They need to make sure that he's out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So while they're conversing, yeah, you can make your way up the stairs through the break room, where Meredith has finished her book and is gone apparently. Through
I was
this,
gonna say, does she look very satisfied?
Meredith is never satisfied. Through this alchemical storeroom, and then go ahead and give me a perception check as you're sort of like searching this temple, trying to find this individual again.
Can I
Alrighty.
follow him
Yeah.
or them? I kind of want to be where Nikiforos is at. Not gonna lie.
Ooh, I got
Be
a
where you are.
hot 9.
What is it we're rolling?
Perception.
Perception. 15.
Nice. So there's something kind of odd that happens as you go through, and you can peek into every room within this temple. You know, there are about like 8 rooms in here. You do not see this person, but as you try harder and harder to look for this individual to ensure that they're not here, the memory of them fades faster and faster from your mind. And so you definitely don't see them in here, but after you've gone through every room, it's even hard to remember to think of what they looked like. It's a very odd experience.
Does it affect me being like kind of a god?
Both of you experience this, yeah.
Oh, that's just not cool, man.
They might have some
What's
magical
the point of being
properties.
what's the point of being a god if I can't remember shit?
I think there's going to be like a very physical frustration to this sensation of like not only like there's already like I made a mistake, I allowed this to happen, and then I can't even like remember
Right.
who right. And so like I think as they're finishing the like last of the rounds, Nikiforos is going to just like gently as possible kind of like pick up the closest couple people and like look at them in the face to just like are you the and then just like no and then just like put them down like the last 3, let's say, and just like look at them in the eye and they're like, you're not, I don't know, I don't even know if you are the person, like you could be, and then just like put them down. And then just I think that like there's like that center fountain area, right? Like they're just going to end up there in frustration and confusion.
Yeah, absolutely. And everyone kind of like, yeah, they don't say anything, but they kind of give you like a weird glance, especially after you pick up a couple and put them down, and they're
Right.
just like a little bit panicked.
Like a little extra space given, like as yeah.
100%. And yeah, and so yeah, and then Fariaz, you see that Nikiforos looks content to be frustrated and sort of brooding in front of this statue of Farrakha. Is there anything that you would like to do or say while you're up here?
I kind of want to re-examine the water supply source. If I can like notice anything that I might not have noticed the first time.
Yeah, so you can looking at the phone, you see the same sort of like stony sediment. And like if you want to wind back down to the boiler room, you can see that all of these like brass fittings where like steam would escape, like all have this very same stone that you notice that this woman was made out of. And so yeah.
Okay.
Sias, with this extension of a truce between the lot of you, you see that Ophelos and Desma and Elias all nod their heads, and Elias says, I mean, yes, of course, if, you said it perfectly, if the city falls, there's nowhere for us to do what we do.
You guys are like cockroaches. All right. In the most non-offensive description of it, but you thrive off of there being something for you to nest, like rats in a building. This is the
God
metaphor
damn,
here is
man.
that the building is literally falling down. Right? There's nothing for you guys to gain here from this. I believe you. All right, and I believe that we can talk something out with the temple of Farrakha, and I think that the less we fight amongst ourselves, the more we can get to the bottom of this matter and go back to life as is. I think that that's what Farah would want. I think this is what is best for this city. So, share with me your knowledge, and I will share with you. And Size picks up the basket. Breakfast.
You hear an audible grumbling of a stomach from Elias, and he says, "We have been known to be behind some hijinks." He says with a coy innocence.
I care very little of what you have done now. The priority of the matter is what is happening right now. Or I care very little of what you've done before. I care more of what is happening now. And currently, the eyes of suspicions are not on you anymore. So you have, and the less I know of your past deeds, the better. So. We can all be very discreet about what needs to be shared here.
Yeah, they give a very enthusiastic thumbs up from Desma. She's like, "Yes,
See,
my man."
We can be very cooperative. All right.
And so Elias continues to say, "Well,
Solving problems through nonviolence, the Azorius way.
One thing."
Yes.
I mean, it's more like a Boros thing. For violence.
Non-violence.
Yeah, exactly.
I said
For violence.
non-violence.
Yeah. So Elias will speak up and he'll say, "One of our greatest strengths here is our mobility, our ability to move quickly, to move silently, to get around, to notice things that other people don't notice. And so
So tell me, what have you noticed?
what we've noticed, as we have been tracking, sort of getting a lay of land of how this has been progressing, is that, our troupe, the bad actors, our studio, our theater is on the west side of town, where the river flows in. And we've noticed that's where the vast majority of sick people come from. There are some people who live on the east side of the city who have fallen sick, some, more elderly people, but it's mostly been people who live over on that side. And so we've been thinking it's probably where the source is."
The west side? Mm-hmm. Where? So you're saying you're currently setting up stage, and so this is why the people think that you guys are to blame, because you are close to the center of the radius of this affliction.
Precisely.
What about your people? Have they gone sick?
We don't spend a lot of time in the city, and everything that we eat and make and get, we generally get from trading from outside of the city. And so we've had one person fall prey to the disease, but we've been just like everyone else trying to figure out the source of this too. And so they see us mobilizing, and they see, the citizens see that as danger.
It is kind of sketchy, to be fair.
No offense taken, but surely I can see that.
I look at Elias and Maya. Do you guys have any past problems in this temple?
And Maya shakes her head fervently no. She's like, "No, with all of the hundreds of snakes that live here, rats are certainly not an issue."
But the snakes, and what did the snakes feed on?
The rats.
Magic! She just kind of looks at you like a little bit overwhelmed, like, magic? I don't really know.
Let's see. I don't know how.
I mean, yeah, they go out to feed, and then, like, there are festivals where, we give offerings of mice and rats to the snakes. But
Can you do you have a stock on mice, actually, like that you would feed to the snakes?
yeah, we've got them over in the storeroom upstairs.
And Sai says, "All right, you guys come with me. Can you take us to the storeroom? I want to see." And Sias is like, "Do you guys have anything on you that you can procure, like a cup or a bowl, quickly?"
I got something, and I'll pull out the vial with the truth serum and dump it out.
Okay, I'll take the vial, right, and I'm going to scoop up the water, that Feria was looking at. Mm-hmm. All right, and then it's like, all right, take me to the mice. All right.
And so she'll lead you upstairs, and coming out of the door that's out of the right, she will lead you into the door that's to the left of this bronze statue, where you also see Nikiforos just kind of brooding solemnly, like a solemn simulacrum.
Roll
What a
credit.
sad robot.
Sad robot, we did it. And we'll lead you into this room where you can see that this is very much like a storage closet for a hospital, where off to one corner you see that there is this arrangement of cages of little white mice that are dancing around in there.
Okay, I feed the mice one of the little vial of water that I scooped up earlier from the boiler.
It instantly turns to stone.
I feed a mice food from the basket that Xanathi's son had prepared earlier.
Yeah, they appeared to be okay.
They appear to be okay. The water is contaminated. I believe the whole entire irrigation system is corrupt. We have to warn the people. Sai says this to Maya, and Sai looks at to the twins. Your people are lucky, because you have been sourcing your food outside the city, and have not been feasting on the hard work of its citizens. You've not been hit by what's affecting the people of Miletus. So you should count your blessings there. This is good information, and use it what you will, but you should warn your the other people of the bad. What'd you call it? The bad circus.
Bad actors.
The bad
The bad
actors
actors.
troop.
You should let the other bad actors know not to be drinking the water.
You guys should also think about a rebrand. Maybe
Well,
call it
Silas is not gonna say
Meta
that.
or something like that. I think it'd really be good for you.
The meta.
And as you had said, like, you should count your blessings, you see that three of them very faithfully take this gesture of as if it's placing something on their face, touching their forehead, and then like pointing up for a moment. And this like small gesture of like blessing. The phoenix.
Kilos notably does not do that.
I see. Sias takes note of that, and he's like, "I hope this helps, and I hope that in return you can help us later on."
And Aphelos definitely sort of nods with a deep respect that you can see clearly on his face, and he says, "In the way that you've acted, in the word and in this extension of trust, you can definitely expect a boon from us. We will ensure that our director is aware.
Am I with them at the moment?
Sorry, what was that?
Are we all together at the moment?
Yes.
Okay, can I look at them and be like, who was the... I want to look at them and be like, who was the other person you were with?
And they'll say, that was our director, Graves, as he's known by.
Nikiforos is going to, like, this is the first part that they've shown any, like, actual interest in the whole conversation, looking over, and, like, they're just going to say, tell your director I will not forget him again.
Oh,
and
at it, tell him we're even.
Yeah.
Cyrus will say, yeah, tell him you can tell him I'm sorry about the bread.
So now we have 4 different messages for this director.
Two of them are intimidating. The other one apologetic. The most offensive critical hit ever.
Desma looks at you, Nikiforos, with this very mischievous smile, and she just like gives you this nod and a wink.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Not at all. Not at all.
Nikiforos is definitely going to just like nod back at this because they're not like a vindictive minotaur, right? Like this is more like a pride competitive thing.
Yeah.
Like
you had an opponent escape your grasp, you know?
Yeah, like literally my pride is in my grappling and my wrestling, and not only did he get away, but then he got away. And so then this, like, yeah, but like, they can also kind of read the room and realize, like, we're not killing these people. Like,
Can I want, before they leave, Faria, who definitely has some anger issues.
I mean, if I was 20 minutes old and I had already gone through this, I would be...
Yeah,
I use Cloak of Stars again, and I like, because I'm fairly large individual anyhow, and I just try to tower over them, and I just look down at them, and I go, if you defile Farrakha's temple ever again, you will not walk out alive.
There was no defiling to begin with. All right, this is just a minor transgression based on a misunderstanding.
I shoot Eldritch Blast at your feet.
I actually do not flinch from this. I say these knowing what wraths I incur. Right, your god is not my god.
So I think actually at this point, with the like defile the temple, shoot the Eldritch Blast. I think Nikiforos is actually going to take a step in between, and just be like, as you said, the temple is not a place to fight. To just like to Faria, of like not being like, hey, you're wrong or anything like that, but just like, if you want to fight here. We're in the main room with all of the people running around and all of this happening. Like, this isn't the spot.
I mean, I'm not trying to fight. I'm absolutely trying to intimidate these people to never come around.
Yeah. And as this you feel this palpable tension rising in this room, and you see you hear Ophelius say out loud to you all, say, first to Telos and say, we will be able to break with a clean mask. Your debt to us is paid. And we'll say to Faria, we seek never to defile this space or any other.
Can I like amend what I said to slightly just be like defile the space with your presence?
Yeah.
Is kind of what I was getting at. Is like,
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
not come around here ever again.
Yeah. Got it.
The fact that you are walking out alive is a professional courtesy.
And to that, they will give a very respectful like nod and they will say, "Our business only brings us here to save one of our own, and so long as that does not happen again, we expect never to tread these steps." And I think that's where we were gonna cut this episode this evening.
Wow.
To be clear, I wasn't trying to fight. I was definitely trying to be like,
Oh yeah, no, but I think
get your fucking shit out of here. Do not come back. I will fuck you up.
yeah, no, for sure. But I think Nikiforos is going to read that as more of an aggressive thing than a warning. And also, I think there's definitely a weird not vibe, but like air between two god forged individuals, right? Of this like Nikiforos doesn't really care about the politics of the gods, but like here in this temple, as this is happening, this Nyxborn firing an attack after the dust has settled. They're only going to step in as almost as
they're kicking the dust back up again, and it's like.
Like Nikiforos is like, look, as a being forged in the fiery volcano of Mount Belus, you need to understand what it means when I tell you you need to chill out.
By the fires of Porphyros, you need to chill.
Well,
see this. I'm also shiny.
And part of my thought with like the way my character is just very like defensive of Farrakha and is very like, you came here uninvited.
Yeah.
You
to a
came here
sacred
to
place.
my house. My house.
On the day of my birth.
The day of my birth.
It's my party. I can Eldritch Blast if I want to. Oh, this has been such a blast, and of course, thank you to my players for playing, and thank you to all who are viewing this wonderful chaos that is unfolding before our eyes. I now have a book series that I need to write under a pseudonym that I will soon think of.
If it does not show up in every single episode, I'm going to be so upset.
Oh my god, this is my new task. I love it. I'm here for it. But yes, this has been a blast. My name is Sage. You can follow me at Staff of Sage, and I have been your dungeon master this evening.
Oh, I'm Callahan. I have ADHD, so I've been building this the whole time. Yeah, I have been your demigod who doesn't, fuck around. And you can follow me on Twitter at Callahan is here. Also, if you want Mind Sculptors merch, head on over to mindsculptors.com/shop. We have merch now.
Yeah. I'm Charles. You can follow me on Twitter. Twitter handle over there and under my face. And yeah, I've been your paladin today. Your good old pal.
Quite the pal, really. Friend of all.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Claybee. I've been the Anvil Wrought Minotaur Nikiforos, and I went to show you my fidget toy, but I forgot it's green, and so the green screen just eats it, but it's like a little octopus. I don't know if you can see it easier here, but it's a little octopus. Nope, that still doesn't work.
Yeah, I am Lenny, and I have been your Leonin rogue, and my fidget toy has been this coin, which is totes of ropes.
I love it. It's so good. Yes, so we will be back in 1 month on December 6th, which will be our last show of the year. And yes, this week you can also find us at 6:30 p.m. PST here on the Venture Man Switch channel. We will be streaming episode 9 of Campaign 2, where I play your beloved Satyr Bard, Aoife. And yeah, that's all we've got going on this week. And we will catch you next time, friends.
So